So I am a jazz musician, so I'm not going to improvise my speech. I wrote out my remarks. I was deeply surprised to be informed of this induction, to find myself in the company of Commissioner O'Neill, not behind bars, Adrienne Flannelly, not on the air, Karen O'Reilly, Charlotte Moore, and Terry Georgia, not in the audience, John C. Deary, and not in litigation. It's a huge surprise and an honor. Their achievements and accolades are the stuff of legend. I have made some noise in the world, but that's not what surprises me. I am known for something not normally associated as Irish American, Afro-Cuban jazz. I remember playing in London many years ago and reading a review that began with these words: Arturo O'Farrill, a stage name if ever I heard one. I get the occasional only in New York look when I tell people my name. Still, one thing is certain. I inherited more than music from my father. His name was Arturo O'Farrill, too. Benny Goodman, the famous clarinetist and band leader, found it very difficult to say the name Arturo, so he dubbed him Chico. If you undo the modification due to migration, then my name would be Arthur Farrell, which is distinctly more Irish. I found this out when I went to Dublin to inquire about our beginnings, only to be told that the O was superfluous and that my people are from Longford, in the middle of the island. Either way, I grew up in New York with a confusing moniker. We O'Farrells like the idea of being confusing. We like being many things: Irish, German, Mexican, Cuban, jazz, classical, Latin, New Yorker, but citizens of the world, as is the predilection of the Irish. I found out on a trip to Cuba that the Cuban side of the O'Farrells began in the mid-1700s in Montserrat when we first arrived, and soon after migrated to Cuba. Taking root in a small town, tiny little place called Tapaste in the Matanzas region, we eventually made our way to Havana, where our ancestors became merchants, traders, and eventually lawyers and businessmen. If you go to Cuba today on the corner of Tejadillo and Chacon, there's a beautiful hotel named the Palacio O'Farrill. There are palatial buildings throughout old Havana that were built by the O'Farrells. So there you have it. After humble beginnings, then as wealthy and accomplished landed gentry, it took my father's love of Harry James and Dizzy Gillespie to ensure that we would be the black sheep of the family. I could not be prouder that we went astray. It is true that the most Irish trait I carry is to be headstrong, proud, and defiant. Proud of my calling, proud of my father and of my sons, and proud to spring forth from a people that challenged the world and changed the world from an island in the North Atlantic. I'm also proud to be on this roster of inductees and to share the bloodlines that we do. I'm grateful for immigrants and the vitality that they bring to the shores that they land on. I'm thrilled to know that wherever we go, we initiate dialogue and bring about change. I'm thankful for Irish America recognizing me, and in so doing, Chico O'Farrill as well, and the work we have done in demanding that jazz reflect the inclusiveness that helped create it. Most of all, I am thankful for this moment in which to acknowledge the greatness of the Irish people. Now I know where I get my preference for Guinness whiskey over rum. Thank you.